शाम के बाद इसमें एवरी फ्रॉम हाउसफुल करेंगी कैंपस और आज हम अगेन सीसीएम पर हैं. So hi Maya,
Hey
how are
there.
you? Maya, what does the word
What's on your mind today?
policeman?
What word are you thinking about? I'm not familiar with the phrase please man. Can you clarify what you mean or where you heard it?
What does the word please mean?
Freeze. It has a few meanings. Most simply, it's what happens when water gets really cold and turns solid into ice. But people use it in other ways too, like to describe stopping completely. Freeze right there. Or when you're really cold, you might freeze. What made you curious about this word?
What is the origin of the word please?
Please has a pretty fascinating history, actually. It comes from the old French word plaire, meaning to be pleasing or to be liked. So originally, it was this expression of wanting to be agreeable, basically saying, I want to please you when asking for something. Over time, it morphed into the polite little word we use today. Kind of cool how wanting to be well liked became our go to way of being polite, right?
How has the meaning of please changed over time?
That's a really interesting question. Honestly, the core meaning hasn't shifted dramatically. It's still about politeness and making requests in a way that doesn't feel demanding. But what's become more nuanced is how we perceive sincerity behind it. People can tell when a please is tacked on without genuine respect or consideration. And that's where it starts to feel hollow, right? It's almost like people now pick up on whether there's actual warmth behind the word or if it's just automatic politeness.
Okay, why is please considered a polite word?
That's a good question. It goes way back to medieval times where everyone was very concerned with hierarchy and social status. Saying please was basically a way of acknowledging you're in a lower position and showing respect for someone above you, a way of not demanding anything from them. It was about showing humility. Over time, it just became this social convention that stuck around as a way to smooth things over, make requests more gentle, and show someone we're thinking about their feelings when we ask for something. It's amazing how history can influence our everyday manners, isn't it?
In what situation do people commonly use please?
Honestly, please is everywhere. Pretty much any time someone is asking for something, if you're at a cafe asking for a coffee, a latte, please. Or telling someone to pass the salt, please. It's especially common with kids when you're trying to teach them manners. Even when you're asking for favors or directions, it's that little softener that makes most requests feel less like demands. Seems like people just throw it on the end of any favor asked to add that touch of politeness or that little sprinkle of respect in communication.
Okay, how does saying please affect communication?
That's a sharp question. The tone around please makes a huge difference. People can easily pick up whether it's genuine gratitude or just autopilot politeness. If someone's tone is sharp or impatient when they say please, it can actually come across as passive aggressive or sarcastic rather than polite. But when said with warmth or consideration, please softens the request and makes people feel more receptive. It's that vocal warmth that really determines if it comes off as truly courteous.
Can please be used in both formal and informal contexts? Explain it.
Exactly. That's what makes please so versatile. In formal settings, like sending a professional email or talking to your boss, using please sounds polished and respectful, almost expected. But even in super casual settings like ordering pizza or asking a friend for help, please still works. It keeps the request polite without sounding overly stiff or overdone. It strikes that balance between being polite but still casual and friendly.
Okay, what happens if someone does not use please while making a request?
Well, there's a range of reactions. Sometimes people might not even notice or care, especially with close friends or family. But in many cases, skipping the please can come across as abrupt, demanding, or even rude, especially if it's someone you don't know well. It can send a message that you don't value their time or effort, or that you think you're entitled to what you're asking for. It's interesting how that small word can carry so much social weight, right?
How do different cultures use the word please?
Give me just a sec to check on that. It's actually pretty fascinating how differently cultures treat please. In many English speaking spots, please is expected, almost routine politeness. But a lot of Asian cultures actually convey politeness through their sentence structure, just how they say things instead of using a direct equivalent. And in some other languages like Portuguese, they might just imply politeness without actually saying a word like please. It's like different cultures have different ways of showing respect through language. The key is recognizing that please isn't universal. Politeness shows up in so many different forms depending on where you are.
Why is it important to teach children to say please?
The big thing is saying please isn't just about good manners. It teaches kids empathy and respect. When they ask with please, they're showing awareness that what they want isn't automatic, that it's actually someone else's choice to give it to them. It's also about being considerate rather than demanding. Plus, there's the social side. Kids who use please tend to interact better with others. They're already starting from a place of respect, which just makes communication smoother overall. It sets up really good.
Okay, thank you so much everyone. Thank you CCM